but we always recommend that monitor your child, monitor what they're watching on social media. There's a lot of violence out there. There's also a lot of negativity or negative imaging that children can get from social media.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about sleepwalking and night terrors. And it's something that we do get a lot of patient concerns about. Parents come and say, well, last night he didn't sleep. He was walking all around the place. And when I tried to talk to him, he wouldn't answer me and he was staring into space. So when children come in with those kind of concerns and parents are like, what do I do when children have sleepwalking? Sleepwalking is actually a phase of sleep because there's multiple phases of sleep. Now, for those children, when parents are concerned, we say, well, it's just one of those phases of sleep that with time, as the brain matures, they're not going to be having such vivid dreams anymore. But a lot of it has to do with social media.
Yeah.
When parents allow their children to go on social media and watch a lot of things, some of those images they can stick in the brain. And especially if your children are watching a lot of video games that are very violent, or they're inside combat mode and they have these kind of dreams, it can actually show up as sleepwalking. In general, the American Academy of Pediatrics says, it's because it's one of those sleep disorders that go away by itself. There's really nothing to do, but we always recommend that monitor your child, monitor what they're watching on social media. There's a lot of violence out there. There's also a lot of negativity or negative imaging that children can get from social media.
Yes.
So what do you think, Dr. Rena?
I mean, I was thinking, again, you raised very good points about how what they view before going to bed or in general can actually affect what they dream about. And I haven't seen that many complaints here in Nigeria with regards to sleepwalking, but it happens. It's just that I think people just imagine that, they will outgrow it, or it's spiritual, we'll pray about it. And then that's probably the angle, that they approach it from. And so there aren't that many complaints, but it does happen, especially nightmares. And so that's something that I think parents, if you do have any concerns, complain to your doctor and let them know. They might give you an explanation for it.
Okay, that's
So all I wanted to add was so like, as you said, having worked in the UK and now here, from what you're saying, I think it tends to be a bit more common over there. Maybe it's just more reported. It's possible, like as you said. But the only advice I'll probably add is because there's that danger of if they happen to open the front door and walk out of the house, very, very dangerous. So just at night, just make sure your doors are locked and they have no sort of access to, or there's no way they can sort of open the doors by themselves, really.
Okay. Yeah, that's important. I've had a child that wanted to jump out of the window from a 12-story building.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
The most important thing is if they are sleepwalking, just limit the areas that they can walk into. And then just make sure that you're monitoring them until they go back to sleep. Most children, after they do their sleepwalking, most times they're in a daze, their eyes are like glazed out, and you try and wake them up and they can't. And I've experienced it. One of my family members used to sleepwalk, and it was quite scary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it was like
scary, actually.
I can imagine.
And then sometimes people might think it's a seizure. It's like, oh, my child was like spaced out. Could it be an absence seizure? And we're like, no, if they were fast asleep, it's probably not a seizure. But I think it's important for people to monitor the children, make sure they get back into bed, and make sure that there's nothing dangerous around their environment that can hurt them. So that way, yep. That's it. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's well covered.
Yeah, okay. All right, so thank you very much. And we're going to be talking about other topics. So please stay tuned and subscribe to the YouTube channel below the screen. Thank you, Dr. Zainab, and thank you, Dr. Rena.